Hello. Hi. Welcome to the stream. If there's anyone here, that is. I am just about to switch to Minecraft, so give me a second. All right. I'm going to be playing the Minecraft music. I just wanted to play something. While I was setting up. So yeah, let me turn that off. The music was from Koru Observer, if anyone would like to know. Very good soundtrack for a really good game. Highly suggest looking into it. Okay. Oh, I need my little guy. Hold on. Oh man, hold on. I forgot I had to reinstall VideoTube. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to want to work if I actually minimize the window, which is very annoying. So, whatever. Okay, that should be... Let me fix my Minecraft thing a little bit. Okay, there we go. Fixed up. I rarely stream anymore, so I never really check this stuff. Alright, well, I haven't streamed since I did a end of season tour for season 2 of my server, so it has been a while. So I didn't do a stream when I started the season because I just don't really want to pressure myself into doing streams anymore. Sorry, I'm still checking some stuff. But yeah, I didn't do a start of the season tour. I kind of wish I did, just as like a way of capturing the beginning of the season, but I did not, and so you guys did not get to see the start of the season. But it's been very productive, really fun start of the season so far. We started like at the beginning of January. and it was a pretty good time. Like I've kind of slowed down a little bit, but it's still been good. It's not been that long, but I've made a ton of progress, more than I had in previous seasons, honestly. And I think part of that is due to the fact that I haven't been like forcing myself to stream anything. And so I've just been kind of doing stuff on my own, and I'm trying to have a different mindset to playing the game this time. Let me make sure it's turned up a little bit. But yeah, so I guess I'll give a summary of what's been going on because of the fact that I haven't streamed on this season of the server. So you guys can get a bit of a look around. Let me know if any audio stuff is a bit off. But yeah, so let's go to spawn. I don't know when this massive rail popped up, but it did pop up. I imagine someone was probably taking villagers, but yeah, that's a really long rail. So the season is basically the same as the last one in terms of mods, quality of life stuff, some crafting tweaks mostly. That's kind of it. Nothing too crazy. We just recently beat the Ender Dragons, so I do have an Elytra. But this is where we started. I built a little I built a little house for spawn. Nothing crazy, just little place to throw some stuff in, just junk and whatnot. Well, that's a nice painting. But yeah, so little spawn house is where we started in this nice little like open plains area. We can get a better look over here. We're right next to some glaciers and ice stuff, which is pretty cool. I hadn't actually seen what was over there. We are using a land generation mod. I think it's geophilic. There's also a couple others. I think Explorify and Hearths are the ones that we're using. They're all by the same mod maker, and so they do some slight tweaks to land generation, but nothing crazy. It's what I would consider vanilla friendly. And yeah, so we got a few shops popping up here. I think we've kind of decided to do some shops in the spawn area. So this is Eon's Moss and Bone Meal shop. Just got some moss and stuff like that. This is over here is Peter's leather place. There's leather and beef in here, I believe, in bundles. Oh, and item frames. Yeah, bundles are up here, which is nice. I haven't used bundles still. I need to get into using them because I know that they are kind of pretty handy. But right now, that's all that's here, I think, in terms of shops. Maybe? Can't remember. But yeah, so got some people building their places over here. There's a number of little places that have popped up. There's some house over there. That's Kitty's, I believe. I can't remember who lives there. I don't know who lives there. I didn't even notice that there was this little campsite that popped up. That's cute. So I know that Peter is that way. Bo and I don't know if Cora's over there too. That way. And I'm this way. Eon is that way as well. Olive is over here. Yeah, so people are scattered all around, but we're not too far from spawn. I think some people, like myself, decided to, oh yeah, Oofy is over there. We decided, at least I decided, and I know a few others have decided to kind of hang around close by and then maybe eventually move further away. And that's at least what I'm doing. So, I know in my last stream I did talk about my mindset for the season, and so I'm trying to apply some of that. This is where I settled, built a little bridge, nice little bridge. have a mine going down over there, got my stuff here, got a wheat field. This is my starter house and my mule. Let's take a look at my house though, because this is the first thing that I built. Got that pale wood, which I'm very happy for. Looks really nice. I'm so glad that we have this block now. I really love the stripped stuff, and this was just stripped at first, but I decided to add the planks in there just for some variety. And so, I don't know, my goal with building this house was just that I want to have a little place to settle, and I just kind of want to build as I want to, like, made this house, and then I decided, oh, you know, why not make a wheat field? I'll start making a wheat field, and so I've done that, and then it was like, oh, I'll make a little garden in the front, and then, oh, I want to have a stable for my horses. I didn't really want to plan, like, the bigger picture, I guess, and so that's been fun. I've actually enjoyed the random things I'm making because I'm not really planning it all out as, like, a massive base that I have to go through step by step. So, yeah, my base is nothing crazy right now. It's a bit disorganized. I've got some storage here and some storage in the mine area. I'm trying to move most of everything into the mine storage over there, but it's been slow. And so, yeah, my general picture now is that I want to kind of just make these, like, fields of flowers or vegetables or whatever. I have my wheat field. I kind of want to expand it up there as well and maybe get rid of some trees. And then this path is going to be here to divide it from another field, which I think from here to down there, I want to make it like flowers, maybe roses or something. But I built this stable, and I really like how it turned out. I use a texture pack that makes the moss kind of go over the edge there, and I think that looks really nice. I kind of wish that was vanilla. But the pale moss is such a nice detail block with its vines that go up the side. That's so nice. So yeah, I made a stable for horses and mules that I actually really like and plan to use. I do have a mule that I need to move out here at some point because he's really good, but I really like how the stable looks. Got the roof with the beams, got some mix between the acacia and the oak. These stable doors, I was trying to figure out something that felt like it fit, but also would keep the horses in because they have to be too wide. And yeah, quite like this setup with the doors. Got some hay bales. I initially was using this area to put carrots in the chest, but I moved those. But it got this little space for, you know, logs and chests and miscellaneous stuff. It's mostly just to look nice. Got some dogs out here. And then in here, this is not really anything that I wanted to make pretty or fancy, but it's my area for breeding donkeys and horses to make mules, and I decided to have this outside area for, like, once I start building up the good stock, they'll just kind of roam out here until I move them, and then all the actual breeding is just done under here. I got a ton of gold carrots and stuff, and this is very loose organization for speed horses, jump horses, trash, which probably not going to get used because usually I'll just kill the bad ones immediately, and then donkeys just go in there. Yeah, so I've got this mule, though, right here, who is 14 speed and 4.2 jump, which is the first one that I bred. These horses, or this horse and donkey, are from Peter, and they have been breeding horses and donkeys, and so I'm only breeding mules, though. So I just wanted a good horse and a good donkey. And so got a really fast donkey. Like, they like Peter went through so much effort to to breed donkeys to be better, and donkeys, in case you don't know, only have like one way that they spawn in terms of speed and jump, and so that means that breeding them together will take a long time to actually get improvements. So yeah, this is a very impressive donkey, but they have a limit as to how high their speed and jump can go, I believe. And so yeah, breeding the mule gets better stats. But yeah, so that's that. I haven't really done any more breeding of those though. But even 14 speed is like that's 3 speed faster than my current mules, so that's already a massive improvement. But yeah, so just a simple little area that I made for my mules because my hope is to make a little shop, I guess, like quote unquote shop, more like a ranch or something, a mini ranch or something at spawn for people to either buy mules or to rent them. And I'm trying to think of how renting would work because it is kind of hard to keep track of that sort of thing. But yeah, that's my base. I'm not gonna go and visit everyone else's bases. It would take a bit too much time. But we have a village that way. But we have a village that we're using for farming and stuff over there. I have a spider farm as well over here that has been quite handy. It was pretty handy, and now I mostly just use the piglin farm, but for XP. But got a double spider spawner here. This was my first time trying to make a spawner like farm, especially a double by myself. I didn't really look up. I looked up like one tutorial just to kind of know how water should flow to make the spiders move, and also to kind of just read about how to stop the spiders from crawling up the sides. But yeah, I otherwise made this myself. It's funny, but as much as like a pain it was to get this flowing, because this was such an awkward like direction, it was pretty fun. I actually really enjoyed making the farm, and I helped Butterfly with a skeleton farm and getting it the double skeleton farm to work, and I realized I quite enjoyed that too, just kind of fixing up a farm. So this is going to be decorated at some point. My intention was to make this like a silo, so a circular shape that would fit this kind of thing. But I haven't done anything else to make it to make it yet because I'm lazy. I have the materials that I would use, but that's it. So I have not gotten around to that, but otherwise, this is the stuff that I've built for my base. I haven't really done too much recently because I've been busy. We did the Ender Dragon, and I've been kind of just farming and trying to get better gear. And sadly, that is what most of this stream is probably going to be, is just me grinding a bit and trying to get better gear. Because let's see, all my armor has mending. Could have better on breaking, but it's like it's not a huge deal considering I have mending. Let's see, that could have unbreaking. Yeah, so I need to figure out what kind of stuff I need and get those books. Let's see. One thing also, I need to get some like protection or power bows, which someone said power punch. That's 20. What do you have here? Power 2, unbreaking 2. That's more expensive. Okay. Unbreaking. Power 2. Okay. So we don't have any guys who have power books, and I have a infinity bow that I want to keep enchanting. to be better. So I'll probably just have to combine it with a power bow, which is annoying. But it's not too different from just getting a book instead that probably costs the same amount, if not more. So let's get to doing that. The fun of villagers. I never do villagers if I'm playing on my own because I'm just too lazy. I appreciate people on the server who decide to go and do that, because I never would. $25. Alright, which guy was it? This one? No. This one. Alright. That's power 2. Does power only go to 3? Let me double check. I can't remember how high power goes. Ah, it goes all the way up to 5. I don't know why I thought it only went to 3. I got a lot of wool at my place, so I will go and grab some of that. Yeah, as I mentioned, we only did the Ender Dragon like a week ago, I think. So I only just got the Elytra recently, and I have shulker shells. Where did I put them? I feel like I mentioned that I was gonna like split them in the chest at like spawn, but I cannot for the life of me remember, so I gotta double check where I put those. Yeah. But I have not made any shulkers. I kind of forgot that I should do that, but I haven't really needed them, honestly. Not yet. It's not like I've been exploring, which I do need to do, is go explore and bring some shulkers with me. Hey, there's a donkey. So I should probably do that. I have not been exploring, like, at all. I haven't really had a huge reason to, but I know I want to do that so I can, oh boy. So I can, figure out where I might want to move in the future, because that's something that I still want to do. Also, I apologize if you can hear my dog in the background. She's outside barking. $44, okay. Well, hi, Eon. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Huh. Okay, when it comes to combining boats, do I... Oh. Why does it do that? Like, I don't understand why sometimes, depending on the order which you put these, the enchantment ends up being more expensive. I just don't understand that. It's so strange. One thing I will say that I always believe is that it should cost nothing to change the name of something. It shouldn't cost anything to rename something. It just seems kind of weird. Okay, well, I used up everything for these dudes, I believe. Oh, no. Okay, more bows. So... Oh, I am out of... I am out of experience. So... Time to go to the piglin farm. Oh yeah, the Enderman farm. That'll be nice to have. The Piglin farm or the Pigman farm is not too bad. It is pretty good. Plus, gold, which I do end up wanting because of golden carrots. So it's not too bad. Except for the one time that I dropped my sword in there. That was not great. Yeah, I got a decent sword now, but I'm still missing stuff like I really want to get like Sweeping Edge or something. But we don't really have much books for swords right now. So... give me a second, I'm gonna step away to use the bathroom real quick because I did not use it before I started. So, just wait for these pigmen to spawn. Yeah, villagers are such a hassle. So I don't blame you for not wanting to do more. Okay. Got so many bows. I want to get some nicer trim my armor at some point, but I've never cared too much about getting netherite. Like, I don't think I've gotten netherite still for, like, anything. But, Oh. I forgot I was actually going to message you earlier today about that person, because I did send a friend request, but I didn't actually get accepted for the friend request, I think. So I haven't been able to message them. I was going to mention that to you and just see if you could check on them and make sure that they saw that I requested to be their friend in case they maybe didn't recognize me or something. Yeah, once they see that, then I can invite them as soon as possible. Okay, that's enough experience. I don't really want to... I don't want to stand here too long. All right. I feel like someone placed a shit ton of torches around here. There's way more torches here than there needs to be. I don't know what happened. Oh, hello. Mirrid. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you can pop in for a second, though. That's nice. I don't stream very much, so... may have contributed to the torches. Why are there so many torches? There doesn't need to be this many torches. There's so many. We don't need this many torches. Do you have a mod? Do you have a mod that tells you what the lighting like is? Because you don't need this many. I gotta save you some torches. Because you only need stuff to be at least 1 point. It doesn't need to be more than 1. If it just has to be 1. It just can't be 0. So you can have a lot less torches these days, luckily. That's one thing that's nice is when they changed the light levels required for mobs to spawn. It is a lot less now, so you don't need to have as many torches. Having this overlay is also really handy. I do remember the days when it was like you really had to spam torches a lot in order to stop mobs from spawning. And that was pretty terrible. Okay. Power 2. Power 4. Alright, we're getting there. Okay. I'm also so glad I have the saturation overlay. That's not something I ever actually really thought about. Like, for a long time, I didn't actually really know about, like, the way saturation stacked like that. Like, how it could go over the amount of hunger bars you have. Didn't know that for a long time. Let's see. String. I grabbed all the wool, didn't I? So this is the last of the wool that I have. Oh boy. Well. I'm wondering if maybe I can steal some... Oh, there's some wool. I'll use the last of this wool, but I might try and, like, steal some arrows from the, skeleton farm, perhaps? Oh, right, the tripwire hooks. I haven't used the farm itself, but if there's some left in there, then I will use those. I have not used the farm, and I don't 100% understand how to use it yet. And I don't want to break it on stream, at least. So this guy doesn't have the trade. Dang it. Won't give me the bow. I wonder if I can just combine one of those. I'm trying to make my infinity bow and to have power on it. And there are no power books, so I don't have much else to do. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to combine these bows instead, which is a little bit of a pain, but yeah. Oh, wow, I didn't realize how fast this wool farm was. I do like my other bow, but the Infinity is undeniably, like, the best thing you can have for a bow. So cannot trade. Please take my tripwire hooks. I don't want them. Let me see how much iron is in the farm here. Perhaps I can trade some. Oh, right, the villager. Ooh, that is a lot of iron. Let's see if I can trade with the blacksmith, perhaps. Don't really know how good his rates are, but 4 iron for 1 emerald. That kind of sucks, but, you know. Oh, okay. Only do it once. Fine. I'll do the farming stuff too. Power bow, please. So I need to get another power 4 bow, I assume. I never totally understand how the leveling of the bows work when, or the leveling of the enchantments work when it comes to trying to get them to higher levels. I assume you need like a power 3 and a power 3 to make it a power 4 or something. Let's see. What's already in the chest? Perhaps. Not much. Chance only go up in level when 2 levels are the same, so 2 plus 2 equals 3. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I assumed probably was. Still have my overlay on. Whoops. Wait, I should replant the field before I do that. Okay. Get over here. Get over here. I don't want to have to hop down. Get over here. Oh, dang it. Alright. Let's check on the wool. Some of the crafting tweaks that we have are like so simple and so nice that it's just like, can't live without them. Okay. Let's get some more power bows. Ugh. I need more XP. That's a lot of levels. It sure is. Well. I'm gonna run out of rockets. Okay. You know, it's funny, but like I typically don't ever really get to the point of having golden carrots so easily, but because I'm breeding horses or mules this season, I'm actually like getting a lot, and because we have the piglin farm or pigman farm, well, zombie pigman farm, I actually have gold for once. I highly recommend it. I believe it's the best food source. I think I'm pretty sure, and I think that steak is like the best food that isn't golden carrots. But I'm pretty sure golden carrots are the best. And honestly, like with the pigman farm, it is super easy getting golden carrots. It's funny because I'm always like really lazy with like cows and stuff. At least this time I have been, because I was mostly using them for leather. Um, and so I just have a lot of cows, but I just haven't been killing them or anything. And I've been a bit lazy about them because I haven't made a better farm area for them. So the gold has actually been pretty nice. Give me a second, I'm gonna go AFK again while these guys spawn. Okay, hi. I think one thing that made me like not get golden carrots as a food source for a while was I thought that you had to use like full ingots, but you only have to use nuggets, and so that makes things a lot easier. um, Boy, I might be sitting here for a moment getting levels, considering how much it said I needed. If I'm gonna get past level 4 for power, might take a while. I'll probably not go all the way this stream, but still. Didn't realize how late it was actually. I was intending to stream a bit earlier, but then I ended up going on a walk to get my dinner, and it took a little bit longer than I anticipated, so. I was planning on maybe doing a little bit of like art stuff. Not because, or I was working on a drawing earlier, some artwork, I was kind of like taking a pause from doing some like character focused artwork because I've just been like, I guess I've been like kind of burnt out. Um, I've mostly just been having a lot of complicated feelings about drawing characters and working on my story stuff at the moment. And so I was thinking of maybe just opening up Blender and doing some art stuff like the recent thing that I posted. So I might do that if I end up getting bored of grinding for materials and enchantments. I was working on the drawing that I was working on. Since we're just sitting here waiting for pigment to spawn, let me see if I can maybe find it and throw it up on screen for a second. Uh, yeah, yeah. Okay, this was the drawing I was working on. I think you can see that. I was working on that for a little bit. And, there goes that. Trying to take a little bit of time on it since I've been feeling kind of weird about drawing characters right now. um, so I don't want to rush it or anything, but that's a fun one. So I've been trying to write a bit more alongside my drawing. Like I write a lot, but I haven't really been combining it with my artwork, and I want to try and combine my writing with my artwork more because writing is just stuff that people don't care about when you post it on like Twitter and stuff like that, because no one really wants to sit down and read stuff. And so I want to try and combine my writing into my artwork more in a way that lets people actually see it. Because I quite like writing, but it's hard to expose people to it unless they go and like actually click on my links and read my other posts and whatever and go to like Twisted Roots and whatnot. Boy. I talk about it on my like private Twitter a lot, but I've been feeling very conflicted about like the art style with Penrose, and with that recent drawing, the drawing that I just showed. I think one of the things I'm trying to get myself back into with these characters specifically is not being incredibly perfect or precise. It's kind of funny, but like when I got into doing some of the vector and kind of Rudiger styled stuff, it was kind of making me want to like keep my drawings in line with being very clean, kind of like the vector art. And I was kind of trying to be very precise with how I like kind of drew stuff. Which way am I going? This way. And so I was kind of getting like very like exact with how I was drawing stuff style-wise, but like this wasn't ever really intended to be kind of like super clean vector kind of Frutiger inspired stuff. That wasn't ever really my intention. I've always wanted Penrose to be more in line with like rough and grungy stuff. And I've kind of like, I felt like I was losing my sense of style because of that like vibe that I was trying to fit, even though I didn't really want it to be that way. And while that drawing that I showed isn't really like the most obvious example of trying to go against that, I'm trying to at least remind myself and make myself not really get stuck on that. I don't really want to make clean vector art with these characters. That's not something I wanted to do. I don't want to make it in the Y2K futurism whatever nonsense. That's not what I was ever meaning to do with this. The vector stuff is fun, and I do like it, but... Oh, hi. Where did you come from? Okay. Where did this guy come from? There's... Came from behind me. Where... Where did it come from though? Like there's no zeros. Where did it come from? I have no idea where that guy came from. Yeah, I see some stuff over there. I'll light up some other... But yeah, it was getting kind of easy to just like fall into like expectation of my art, because it is weird because I'm by no means popular. It's kind of weird how things work, but like the progression of my art recently, especially on Twitter, like it's I don't know, it's popularity and attention and stuff. Like some time ago, like last year, one of my drawings kind of popped off, and that definitely changed some things for me. And I wouldn't say I was 100% falling into making artwork purely based off of the attention that some of my artwork got. But it's also you can't deny how that affected my art going forward, either. And need to get more hooks. And like that was, really cool, and I'm glad that I kept doing vector art because I really like it. All the Fritiger Metro stuff is really fun, but like that's the thing, is like I kind of was like, oh wow, people really like this, and so if I keep making stuff, maybe I should keep that in mind. And so I did, but that kind of ended up influencing everything else, and kind of meant that the stuff that I was making, let's see, okay, the stuff that I was making was still influenced by, oh, people really liked that clean vector art that I did, so maybe I should keep doing that. Power 5. Power... Oh. Jesus, I sure am using up these levels and wasting so many rockets. Actually, where does this portal come out? If I can find my way back through this portal, then that'll save me some time. Ooh, I don't 100% know. I don't totally know the direction of the nether through the lower parts. We kind of need to sort out the nether stuff, because I don't know the direction for anything in the nether on this floor. Because there isn't a clear path to the roof from here, which is kind of a problem. Okay, I'm gonna go back, because I don't remember. This way. Our nether is a little wacky right now. I mean, I can always take the minecart over. Why not? I don't know if there's a minecart down here, though. I'll make one. keep it on me. Okay. Just throw these. Just gotta put these in there. Why not? Let's take the minecart so I don't end up wasting my rockets flying back and forth. But yeah, yeah, art stuff's been a little bit weird. I've been definitely kind of struggling a little bit with my drawings and stuff. I've not done much of anything this month. So, yeah, not been a very busy month. Same with last month, honestly. Kind of like after like Christmas, I think I got kind of burnt out. I did like a ton of holiday stuff like one day after the next. And then I came out of it and I was like, well, what am I doing? What's going on? And then I just stopped doing stuff for a little bit. Oh, there's your tree, Eon. I saw it when it was just like the little base there, and I was like, huh, I wonder what that is. It looks like it might be a tree, and it is a tree. I'm glad I was correct. Yeah, I could tell it was a tree. I wish you luck with creating that, because yeah, trees, organic looking trees, especially that size, are very hard to make. Oh, dang it. I was trying to land on the scaffolding, but I did not. I always forget that it's a texture pack that gets rid of this middle part of scaffolding, and boy, it sure is nice. Yeah, landing on scaffolding is impossible. I never use scaffolding, like, ever. I just always forget to have bamboo. Okay. Somewhere here in the void. There we go. Ooh, dang it. Nope, that just isn't gonna happen. Just not gonna land on the scaffolding. Oh lord. I'm losing my sense of direction. Okay, there we go. I think I'm gonna sit here for a while and just really build up the levels because of how they kind of just keep getting higher. They just get higher with the enchantments. Boy. some reason I end up feeling like I don't want to talk too much because we're playing Minecraft and I want to stay on topic, but I am just staring at piglins and waiting for them to spawn and to kill them. And that's kind of it. Not much else. So... White twink. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. I'm like recalling the vague memories. I know someone, I think it might have been Olive, who said white twink or something in the chat, and it ended up saying that it was like a banned term or something. And so I said it was a permitted term. Yeah, I'm that's so funny. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I can't remember what the exact context of why someone would have said white twink in the chat, but but it wasn't allowed. Like I remember like someone typed it in the chat and it said that they weren't allowed to say it. And so I was like, that's weird. I'll let them say white twink. I don't know why Twitch just had that like auto detected something that can't be said. You know, I always forget how like pigmen are referred to as piglins now. I'll never call them that. They're still pigmen to me. Toss that in there. Gotta make sure I don't throw my sword in there. This is not the most entertaining stream, I apologize. Okay. Come on, pigs. I really need more experience. I think I need to get quite a bit more before I go into attempt to combine more bows because it's certainly going to take me a while and it's going to get more expensive for sure. But well, I guess while I'm waiting to kill some more pigs. What if I... Let's see. Thinking about what's been happening lately. What's been happening and what to talk about. It's a stream for that kind of stuff. Well, in my moments the last few months, mostly of being burnt out on art stuff, because I've just been doing so many other things and been burnt out on mostly drawing character stuff. I was trying to like find some video games to play to kind of like bring back at least a little bit of creative energy or interest at least. And I haven't played too much in the last like few weeks, but I did play Pentiment, and it's funny how I came across that game and like my thoughts about it before I played it, because I hadn't heard, I'm pretty sure I had heard that the game existed, but I didn't know anything about it. I think if I saw like a screenshot or something, I didn't have an idea of what kind of game it was. And so it wasn't until I saw I saw like a screenshot on Tumblr of something from the game that like a chicken said, like some dialogue from a chicken. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. I wonder I wonder what that's about. And so then I looked into the game. And I'm glad I did, because it was a game that I was like, oh wow, this is exactly the kind of game that I would love to play. Why haven't I ever heard about this? It was one of those games that like I just never heard what kind of game it was, and so I just never was intrigued. I was never inspired to kind of look into it and figure out what kind of game it was. And so I read a little bit more about the game, and I was like, yeah, I want to play this game. This is exactly the kind of thing that I would want to play. And so I got the game, and I finished it, and it was really good. If I was to describe it simply in terms of what kind of game it is, I would say it is definitely, if you played or know of a game like Disco Elysium, it's definitely in that vein of being like a narrative heavy, a choice heavy game. Lots of text, lots of reading. There's no voiceover, unlike Disco Elysium, which has a voiceover. There is no voiceover, so it's just a lot of reading. And it's all, you know, dialogue with choices. It's also a murder mystery, so you got a murder mystery with choices, and your choices, certain choices will tell you, like, this will be remembered, and so that means that if that choice is being remembered, it means that maybe you'll encounter that character again, and you might want to convince them of something, like persuade them, and depending on the choices you made, you may be likely or less likely to persuade them. And so it's a lot more simple compared to Disco Elysium, which has a full like system of skills and rolling dice. Pentiment is just more about like saying something that is positive or negative to that person. But it's stuff that ends up getting remembered that doesn't come up for like a long time until after. You may not realize by the time that you get there that you made a choice that affected that. And so it's really fun. The great writing. It's based in the 1500s in Germany, in Nuremberg. So you get a lot of history. The game gives you an entire glossary of terminology, of all the characters. you can open a menu during dialogue that will underline significant words and define them for you. So if you love history, it is a great game for that. And so yeah, it's very fun. It was a very good story. It took around 30 hours for me to finish it, which is typical, and I know Disco Elysium was of a similar length as well. And the game just kind of like, even though I knew the game was going to be 30 hours long or so, I still was playing it and I was like, oh wow, surely it must be over now. And then it wasn't, and it just kept going. So yeah, it was really fun. I love murder mysteries. And it was nice to play something that was a murder mystery that kind of reminded me of Disco Elysium's format. I'm still going to replay it to get a different ending. The game is called Pentiment. Let me just type it in the chat to make it clear what the spelling is. It's fun. It's a murder mystery, and as a character, you end up basically having to kind of resolve this murder and kind of come to your own conclusion on who is guilty. So it's your choice to figure out who you think is responsible for the murder that happens, and because of that, it gives some replayability. You can play it more than once, convict someone else of the crime, see what happens. Which I'm trying to kind of replay it with like the opposite mindset, where I convicted someone who seemed like very obviously the guilty person. But I'm going to try and play the second one doing things that I would not do and being kind of like a really shitty person. And in terms of shitty person, I more so mean that like this game is very religious. It's based in the 1500s. It includes an abbey that is very focused on Christianity. And so my second playthrough, I want to be like that kind of overly Christian guy who, you know, is convicting the person that definitely is not guilty. In this case, it's either going to be in a very sexist way or a very classist way, and I'm not totally sure which one. But there's a lot of routes you could take in terms of convicting someone for the crime, and I think that's kind of fun. I think there's going to be a way that a lot of people tend to fall in terms of who they think is guilty. But there's all kinds of people you could pick, so. But the game is pretty long. It is really good though, and the artwork also. The artwork is fantastic. It's kind of in that sort of 1500s medieval art style, European art style. But what I found especially really, really nice was not just the animation being really good, but the text, the speech bubbles for the characters are all in a different like style, in the sense that like the main characters is a bit more proper. All the other peasants have slightly more loose and casual writing. Other characters have different kinds of writing styles. There's a family that does wood block printing, and their text bubbles are like just printed onto the speech bubble as like blocks. It's really cool. And stuff like that. And like there's one character who's from like Ethiopia, and his like character sprite is drawn in an art style reminiscent of Ethiopia art styles in the 1500s. So it's really cool. There's just like a really nice attention to detail. And I just had no idea what I was when I discovered this game, what it was, and all that stuff. So yeah, really, really nice game. Highly recommend if you enjoy history and narrative choice heavy games, because I did not know what I was getting into, and it was very fun. It's hard to find games like that, so that's why I was definitely excited to come across it. Okay, I have 47. So let's just go back for now before I get too caught up in talking. Wait, I wanted to take the minecart back. Ah, yes, I love falling off scaffolding. I wanted to take the minecart. Oh, God damn it. I'm still wasting a rocket by trying to get onto the rail. Alright, hopefully this will get enough speed to take us. But yeah, that was a game that I played recently to kind of get my brain going, get some creative feelings. It was nice to play, and especially with all the religion related stuff, was nice to kind of, you know, play something with a focus on that. With all the religion stuff that I end up writing for Penrose, it's especially because of the fact that it was so, like, you know, it's a time period where people were very, very religious, very heavily dedicated to what seems almost like extreme compared to the religious mindset that some people have. It's like, you know, very contained. Yes, yes, Obsidian made it. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I think initially, like, when I saw some information about the game, it was like, oh, this was made by some AAA studios, and so I didn't really expect much at first. Like, I didn't really expect that kind of game because I was like, oh, it's made by a AAA studio. I don't think they'd make something like that, and so I just never had any. I had like assumptions about it being something else until I actually looked into it. So, yeah, it's funny how that happens. And I'm glad that I ended up actually reading about it because I otherwise just like completely passed by that game. Okay. Oh, dang it. I accidentally made carpet. Uh, okay. Uh, I just made all of it into carpet, didn't I? Well, rip to that. Okay. Yay, 9 emeralds. But yeah, aside from that, I haven't played too much in the way of video games recently. Last night though, I did play the Beginner's Guide, which was something I played in 2018, and I haven't played it since. And I was thinking about it quite a while ago, and then I thought about it again because some YouTuber I was watching played the Stanley Parable, and I was like, oh yeah, should play the beginner's guide. Keep intending to replay that game. And it's not very long. It's like an hour or two. So, you know. Is that... Did I... Those are not done grown. I'll leave those be. But yeah, I was like, oh, I gotta replay that game. And I was like, yeah, I should play that. So I decided to replay it. And it was nice to replay that game. Because, again, it's been many years since I played it. And I mostly just wanted to replay it because of its kind of like meta storytelling. I always loved the Stanley Parable. That's a great game. And the Beginner's Guide is a nice, like, concise storytelling, a very meta story. And so it was nice to play that again. And also because it's a kind of game that, like, I definitely played at an age where I'm like, oh yeah, if I consume that now, I'll probably understand it even better than I did before. Because even though I, remember what the story was about, and I remember what the game was about, I played it when I was like 19, and and I'm 26 now. So it's been a very long time. And I feel like when I did consume it, I didn't 100% take in everything about the game that I could have. And so it was nice to replay it just for that. Man, I'm not getting as many emeralds as I wish I was getting right now. Power 3, Power 4, Power 5. Oh, boy. Okay. But yeah, so it was nice to replay that game. It's pretty simple, and it's funny because taking it in now, it's like it feels much more easy for my brain to kind of consume the media and to understand what it means. And it's funny because I know a lot of people played that and they took it very forwardly to just mean like you cannot interpret an artist's work as anything other than what the artist said it's about. And it's weird that some people took it that way. I find it very interesting that some people just took it as the game being like, no, you cannot come up with your own interpretations of another artist's work. Like that's like definitely not that's definitely not at all what it meant. It was not telling people that they could not interpret an artist's work themselves. It's a very specific story that, whoops, that has someone who is over analyzing an artist's work in a way that makes assumptions about who that person is, to basically say like, oh, I'm looking at this person's work and for either one, I think, oh, this work says that this person, this artist is, suffering from depression, but then they're not. Or very blatantly to have the main character, Davy, say, oh yeah, this work, this game that you're playing where you're repeating these house cleaning chores eventually has to end so you can move on. And then him admitting that that's not the case and that he just, changed it so that you could play it that way. Like it's a very complex narrative where you're seeing someone take the artist's work and reinterpret it and claim that that's what it means when that's not ever what it meant, because that's not what it was. Taking someone's work and you know, creating a story for it that was not the artist's intention. It's a very, it's much more than just a one-dimensional, you know, oh, you cannot interpret this artist's work yourself because you're not allowed to. That's not at all anything close to what that game was saying. And I find it to be a very interesting game because of the fact that it explores the Davies like self-validation through showing other people this person's work in a way that's very evasive. And I think that's what's very interesting about it. It's very very good narrative game. It's so short too. I was playing it and I was like, yep, that sure was an hour and a half. Let's see, where am I? I have a power 2 bow and a power 5 and a power 4. So do we have stuff in here that I could steal, perhaps? Is there anything you can do with poisonous potatoes? We have so many just sitting around. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling they were probably useless. I made like a category on my Steam so that I could categorize all my like walking simulators and stuff like that. And I had like a period like in 2017, 2016, perhaps like I'd say like 2016 to 2018, where I was playing like a lot of obscure indie walking simulators. And the beginner's guide was within that as well. And kind of want to replace some of them in hopes to kind of just like re-experience stuff, because I feel like I definitely yeah, I feel like you know, there's a lot of like little, like a lot of these little walking sim games, they attempted to be very philosophical and stuff like that, and it'd be nice to kind of like replay them with my current mindset. Oops. Power 2. Okay, we're getting close. Sure has been expensive. Let's see if I can get some iron, perhaps. Oh, that sure was, that was the iron. Okay. I always forget how little it takes of the iron. Kind of annoying. Power 5, 4, 2, 3. Okay. We're getting there. Slowly. We'll have a power 5. Get a power 6 soon, I think. This one also has punch and I'm breaking on it, and I'm gonna assume that can combine with mine just fine. I hope. Alright. Cut string. Let me check on, oh right, the melons and the pumpkins. I should probably grab some of those. Silk touch, right. Cool. Trade some of these melons and pumpkins. Man, those things grow really fast. I wonder if some of those are like not growing and so they just spawned suddenly. Okay. Put those away. Sorry, give me a second. I'm typing something. Uh, okay. 3, 2. Let's get some more string. It's all gonna break soon. Oh, there we go. It broke. Okay. There we go. New anvil. I'm glad that the iron farm will be making iron while I sit here and do stuff. Power 4, power 4. Too expensive. Too expensive? What do you mean, too expensive? I want to combine these two. Are you serious? I worked all this way to combine these two, and you say it's too expensive. Are you serious? I thought it went to power 6, but perhaps I was wrong. In that case, then, we just have an extra power 5 bow. Weird that I can't combine them, though. And it wouldn't just leave it at power 5, but... But hey, there we go. Power 5. I don't know what to do with this other bow, though. I'm just gonna leave it here. It's power 5, punch 1, and breaking 2. Whoever wants it can have it, I guess. Sadly, I still want to get some better stuff for my sword. So let's see if I can get some books and enchant some stuff. I guess that's probably the best option we have right now. We do not have 20 levels or 30 levels, so gonna go and do that. Go get some more levels. Ouch. Oops. Okay. More piglin. I'll probably kill some of these guys, and maybe I'll mess in Blender for a little bit just to cool down and kind of get out of the grinding mindset for Minecraft. I was probably just going to mess around and do some stuff like I had done with that earlier piece that I did. Because it was very simple and easy to just kind of do it and not really think much about it. And I haven't experimented too much with that kind of thing, so perhaps I can do that for a piece. I've been wanting to do more Blender stuff with like making the 3D models and stuff, but I've been so burnt out in general on like character related drawing that I just haven't really had the energy to do anything Blender related with character models, even though I started some stuff a bit ago. I definitely recommend taking a crack at Blender again, even if it's not for character stuff. It's still fun to figure out how to use it, because like with the thing that I did recently, like the kind of like Metal Heart inspired stuff, it didn't really involve any, overthinking topology and stuff like that. It was really nice to just kind of do that, but still like see something 3D get made. It was really fun. I do want to make more character models and stuff, but in the meantime, it was kind of nice to just do that instead of overthinking and making a character model instead. It has been harder for me to also draw lately, so I feel it for sure. Okay, I've got to try and get up to around level 30 with this, and then I'll enchant some books, then probably go and do some Blender stuff for a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Almost. Definitely been tough for the thing about 3D modeling. I think for me, right now is like style is like trying to figure out. I think it's weird because a lot of people I know who start only with 3D modeling and nothing else. For me, as like starting as a 2D artist, I feel like it's hard trying to figure out how to adjust my style to 3D, and that's kind of one of my struggles. Because I know how to draw like hair in 2D, but how do I do that in 3D? How do I visualize the same kind of thing that I have in mind to how I typically draw? And I think that's kind of where I end up getting stuck a lot. And so that's kind of been my problem with 3D, I think. And and so I end up kind of like struggling to get further with it. And so I want to try and do 3D stuff, but I don't want to like overthink the the kind of the stuff that I'm making just because of like style. Okay. Silk touch, smite. Man. Well, that sure is a lot of enchanted books. Sweeping edge. Well, it sure was, so enchanting. But at least I got my infinity bow all done. Let's go put some stuff away in my ender chest. Uh, well, looks like I have mending on all of my armor. You cannot get it. You can't get mending on infinity bows, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yeah, that's the one annoying thing, I guess, about those. So you can't do mending on those. My other bows, power 4, flame, and breaking 3 mending. So, but I guess I'd much rather have infinity than have to have arrows all the time. Which, much better, I guess. But now all my stuff has mending, so that's nice. I typically, like, I don't think I achieved that last season or the season before. I think I kind of got lazy with that. I have enchanting up here, but it doesn't go all the way because I couldn't fit it. All right. I think I'll switch over to Blender, but let me do a quick BRB